a couple people here. For you guys, we'll just be going through the handbook. Cool. So grab a handbook, grab a pen, and everybody, welcome to the UAC 2022 Nutrition Challenge Kickoff. Question for the group, and there's not a whole bunch of you here, so some of the I think will be watching afterwards. But for those of you that are here, I'd love for you to answer the question: how many of you have done a nutrition challenge or weight loss diet challenge before? And how many of you have lost weight during that challenge? Either of you? No? No? On Zoom, anybody? If you have, you can type it in. If not, how many of you have gained it back plus more? Maybe some of you have never done a nutrition challenge before. We know that it's a struggle for so many people. In fact, 2/3 of people who do a diet or challenge will gain the weight that they lost back plus more. Don't worry, we won't let this happen to you. The nutrition challenge is a great way to kickstart your journey to your health and wellness goals. But after the challenge, we offer individualized coaching to keep you on track with continued support and accountability so that you don't become part of that statistic. Next slide. All right, so I see Jerry and Joe have awesome. This is me. I know all of you, and I've had the pleasure of having individual conversations with each of you over this last week. Hi, how are you? Welcome, welcome. So I've been a coach full-time at UAC since March 2021, and I was a part-time fitness coach before that at multiple group studio locations since 2017. Since joining UAC, I've assisted with sales and onboarding for over 30 of our members, and my passion is to help others feel comfortable and capable in and outside of the gym. I aim to make you the best version of yourself through a physical activity and a holistic approach to nutrition. Next slide. Our nutrition program is powered by Healthy Steps Nutrition. At Healthy Steps Nutrition, we believe something as fundamental as nutrition should not be complicated, which is why we focus on a simple, habit-based approach to help you reach your goals one step at a time. If you guys want to grab a box or like a bench, so you don't have to, okay, I don't want you to have to stand the whole time. All right, next slide. All right, as many of you guys realized during your intake meetings, we are not just going to be focusing and talking about the foods that we eat. All right, we use a holistic approach to help you reach your goals, and we're here to support you in all aspects of your life, not just your nutrition and your fitness. So let's talk about an example. How many of you swear you can function on 6 hours of sleep? Cannot. I try to. Any like four-hour sleepers or light sleepers wake up in the middle of the night? Ibrahim, I think you said you did sometimes. I certainly am. I have a hard time sleeping through the night. Anyone on Zoom, you guys, how are you with sleep? Think you can function correctly on 6 hours? Probably
Definitely
not.
cannot.
Definitely cannot. That was Paula. I know, we talked about that. So when you aren't sleeping enough, even if you aren't feeling it, it is affecting your journey. When we aren't getting enough sleep, cortisol levels go up, leptin goes down, and ghrelin goes down. So basically, you feel more stressed, your body will more readily store fat, and you will feel more hungry with increased cravings and less satisfied when you're not getting enough sleep. This is just one example of why we focus on areas that are beyond food, because it really does all connect. And I talked about that with a lot of you during our initial meetings. Next slide on Zoom. So the objectives of this challenge kickoff seminar are to help you understand how to set yourself up for success during the nutrition challenge, to find out what you need to start with first, and to learn how to utilize the tools you have to support you while on your journey. Next slide. All right, assessment. To start off, I'd like you each to conduct a self-assessment. Do you have a consistent daily routine? And same with everybody on Zoom. Yes. No. Yes. You do? 1 week of a new Tanmay is on his first week of being consistent, which is great. How about, what does your meal planning look like and prepping? Is it happening? Maybe it's not happening at all, and that's okay. Terrible. Do you have a bedtime routine, or do you just kind of like scroll through your screen until it's time to go to bed?
I have a bedtime routine.
You do? Nice.
What do I do for work?
No. You said you did something before you went to sleep.
I read a book.
Tanmay has a bedtime routine. He says he reads a book which helps him wind down, which I actually am trying to incorporate into my life. What opportunities for success can you identify in your current routines and habits? In other words, what are you already doing well? All right, next slide. All right, guys, now that you have your future success in mind, let's talk about goal setting. I know that you've already setting goals during your initial challenge meetings with me. We've sat down and talked about a couple of your individual goals. When setting your goals, you want to ensure that they are SMART. SMART meaning specific, measurable, obtainable, realistic, and time sensitive. It's so important not only to think about your goals, but to also think about the why your goals are important to you. Your goal may be to lose some weight to fit into a specific clothing item again, or to wear a swimsuit to the pool. But why is that important? Will it make you happier? Will it make you more confident? The why behind a goal is so important to determine and to keep in mind both during the challenge and on your continued health and wellness journey. So let's take a moment to flip to the first page of the Nutrition Challenge Handbook. And on Zoom, if you guys can pull that up for yourself as well. Everybody should have gotten that in their follow-up email from me. So I want you to write down one short-term goal and one long-term goal, and I want you to make them SMART. There's some pens over there. On Zoom, please do that as well. So here's an example of a short-term goal is one that takes about 1 to 3 months, which may sound like I want to gain confidence in packing a balanced lunch Monday through Friday for 2 months. I'm sorry, yeah, for 2 months. A long-term goal is something that is 6 or more months, and it might sound like I want to lose 30 pounds or 6% body fat in 6 months. So it takes a lot longer. Remember, they need to be realistic. If you aren't prepping any of your meals right now, odds are your goal will not be to prep 100% of your meals at home competently in 1 month. It's just likely not going to happen. So make sure you pick something that you really think you can do and you can stick to, and it's not too far off of what you're already doing. We're talking about small tweaks, small habit changes. With consistency, you can anticipate to lose a weight loss rate of 0.5 to 2 pounds every week, or 1% body fat each month with consistency. So no, we're not here to lose 30 pounds in 30 days. It is going to take time. Likely at least 3 months time is where you can really start to see some of those changes. Would anybody like to share one of their goals either on Zoom or anyone here? You don't have to, but would love to hear everyone's goals if they'd like to share.
I'm gonna meal prep breakfast.
I can share.
Nice.
I want to incorporate a new recipe like weekly along with my required calories.
Awesome. So that was Joe. He wants to incorporate a new recipe weekly along with meeting his required calories that we discussed. Dee, what was yours?
I'm gonna meal prep breakfast because when I get lazy with breakfast, my whole day is all.
I love it. Yes. So Dee's gonna meal prep breakfast. She says when she has a good breakfast, she's good to go with the routine. But if she skips breakfast or does something crazy, the whole day's thrown off. And Tanmay, I know you've told me that in the past too. If you start good with breakfast, you're pretty much on a good path for the day. So there's a recipe for egg muffins, Healthy Steps Nutrition egg muffins. Definitely check that out. Everybody got a link to the recipe guide as well in one of the emails from me. All right, next slide. All right, guys, let's review the basics of healthy habits. only focus on one thing at a time. I talked to each of you about this during our initial meetings. Nail that one thing down and then add something else to your plate. Layer your new habit onto something that you already do. Instead of taking away things, try adding something first. Example, adding vegetables to lunch and dinner, which is something we will be practicing during the challenge. Some things to remember. Ibrahim's like, what? What? We're gonna learn a lot. Some things to remember, guys. Real food over food products. All right, so for example, a breast of chicken is better than having a hot dog, which is a processed meat. All right, a closet clean out, a pantry clean out. If that is something you think you may be hoarding some like snacks that might be really tempting to you over the next 28 days, just get rid of them. Progress over perfection. This is going to take some time, typically at least 3 months to see results. You may see something over the next 28 days, but I want you to just be patient with yourself. Looking at food labels is really important when you're at the grocery store. And following the plate method, which we've all talked about and is also in your challenge handbook. Don't worry if you aren't sure where to start during these 28 days. We're here to walk you through every step and also offer ongoing support to reach the long-term goals. All right, next slide on Zoom. To start building your foundation, here are a few healthy step nutrition principles that have helped tens of thousands of people take control of their health one habit at a time. The first is adding more whole foods into your diet. Next slide. There we go. All right, great place to start with this is the basics, using the basic method, plate method, which you can see on page 5 at the bottom of the challenge handbook. Okay. Plate method is one of the easiest and most effective methods for improving your diet by eating a balanced meal of high quality foods. The plate method is a great rule of thumb when eating out or whipping up a quick meal at home. So here's how you do it. 1/2 of your plate, non-starchy vegetables. 1/4 is starchy vegetable, and 1/4 is a lean protein. And then you want to add in a healthy plant-based fat source. Please note that the fat recommendation is going to vary based on how much fat you're getting from the meat source. So red meat has a little bit higher fat content. So if you're eating like a steak, you likely don't need to add in an avocado or a healthy fat source on top of it because you're already getting that healthy fat source in the protein. So just keep that in mind.
I have a question.
Yes.
What about fish?
It's great. Fish also has, it depends on the fish, but has, the question for Zoom was what about fish? Fish, and we're gonna actually go through that. Yeah, shellfish are great. Fish is a really great option. Some fish are more higher in fats than others, but for the most part, fish is a super safe and lean option. Hey, Nico, can you guys use pads, please? Thanks. All right, next slide. Next one, focus on balance. So when we say balance, that means does every meal and snack you consume throughout the day contain a carb, a protein, and a fat?
Even like that's meals and snacks.
Uh-huh. A small amount, obviously snacks can be smaller, but ideally, in a perfect world. Pairing each meal and snack with all 3 of those macronutrients will keep you fuller for longer. We'll talk about these macros in more depth after the 3rd principle. All right, guys, so let's dive into some nutrition one-on-one. So if you are here with me, the 2nd page of the handbook and on Zoom as well. All right, so 2nd page on the handbook, we're gonna dive into just a little bit of information on some of the different macros we are going to be paying attention to over the next 28 days. The first one we're going to start with is my favorite, protein. Protein provides us with important amino acids, which are key to building muscle and recovery. Not to mention protein helps us stay full and feel more satisfied. When it comes to protein sources, focus on including lean proteins with your meals, such as chicken breast, turkey, egg whites, or fish. So fish is definitely included in there. But beware of high fat protein sources that can provide upwards of 5 grams of fat per ounce, such as a ribeye or chicken wings. The skin on chicken tends to be super fatty. On average, protein provides about 4 calories per gram, and you should compose around 30% of your caloric intake around protein. And that may vary based on individual. Next slide. Sure.
So in 1 ounce of meat, any meat, either fish or any meat, how much is like a good fat? How much is good fat? 3 grams?
2,
Every ounce?
2 or under.
2 or less? Okay.
Yeah. The question was in 1 ounce of a protein source, what is a good amount of fat to aim for? And I would say under 2. Okay, and that actually leads us to the next page. So if you look, this is the next slide, protein sources, and on our guide that is on page 4. So this is going to show you, actually, Tame, exactly what you just asked. Lean protein, moderate protein, and fatty protein. So per ounce, a lean protein would be considered 0 to 2 grams of fat. Okay. So these proteins are categorized by fat content from lean to moderate and to fatty. So I'd like everybody to take a moment and circle 3 green proteins that you'd be excited to fill 1/4 of your plate with, 2 yellow and 1 red during our time together during the challenge. So go ahead and take a second to do that on Zoom. Yes.
What is this?
Filet. Oh, no, it's a steak filet. All right.
3 you said, right?
Yeah, so 3 green from the green category, 2 from the yellow, orange category, and 1 from the red. I feel bad that you're standing.
No, please.
Sit.
If I'm bothering you.
No, you're good. You're totally good. It's a great seat. She's got the great spot. All right, guys, let's move on. Next slide. All right, carbohydrates is our next one. So this is a macronutrient that gets a really bad rep, and it should not at all. Many foods fit under the carbohydrate umbrella. For instance, sugar, fruit, bread, pastas, grains, and even starchy vegetables like sweet potatoes or butternut squash. Carbohydrates break down into glucose, which is your body's preferred source of fuel. Our bodies require carbohydrates daily to fuel our brain. Carbohydrates provide 4 calories per gram, and you should aim for about 30 to 40% of your daily caloric intake to be comprised of carbohydrates. And that can always, of course, vary for individual based on your goals. Next slide, please. He's so cute. All right, so now we're going to talk about our volume carbs, which are your non-starchy carbs or vegetables. Vegetable is a type of carb. So this is also located on page 4 of the challenge handbook. All right. So these are the items that you're going to start filling half of your plate with. Take a moment to identify 4 to 5 non-starchy vegetables you can commit to during our challenge. I think that my favorite on here is, I love broccoli. I do. I love beets and
broccoli.
Brussels sprouts.
I love these too.
Yes. Brussels sprouts in the air fryer. Have you tried that yet?
Of course.
Tanmay got an air fryer recently and has air fried, and Dee, they've air fried like everything on the planet.
No mushrooms.
I got to try the mushrooms, air fried mushrooms. I haven't tried that. That's Tanmay's favorite so far.
I'm gonna try okra today.
Okra's so good.
Okra would be good.
Ooh, in the air fryer.
Oh, Paula says she loves beets too. Love it. All right, guys.
That'd be really good.
Cool. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Carbohydrates fall into two categories. The first is starchy carbs, and the second is non-starchy or volume carbs that we just discussed. Which one is that? That's where we are right now. You're good. Yeah, so starchy carbs. So guys, with the handbook, this is on page 5, and as you can see on Zoom on the slide. Okay. So it's important to understand the difference between the two when building a balanced meal. Let's start with starchy carbs. These foods offer more calories and carbs per gram in weight. These are your things like fruits, squash, potatoes, corn. Corn is not a vegetable, it is a carb, if you are not aware, rice, and more. We then break these down into glycemic index, which is basically how much does the food increase your blood sugar after consumption. We want a majority low glycemic, and we want to aim to keep the higher glycemic foods around your workouts because you will burn through them faster. All right, let's take a moment to circle some great options. 3 green, we're gonna do 2. So green is the low glycemic. Ah, the parking lady's here.
Yeah.
Man, that's all right. I'm gonna take a hit.
If, like russet,
That's okay.
if russet potatoes, you know, with the brown skin, is that high glycemic or moderate? You know, I see that red potato is moderate.
It would be probably in the same moderate. Yeah. The skin doesn't matter.
Got it.
Okay, so we're circling 3 green, low glycemic. We're circling 2 moderate options, or the orange section, and then 1 red option that you feel like you can commit to including into your nutrition during the challenge. All right, so you can see here, banana is listed under moderate and high glycemic. Does anybody know why that is?
Yeah, yellow banana and green banana.
Yeah, so Tame said it's yellow banana and green banana, which is essentially exactly right. So think about green or unripe banana. How does it taste? Usually kind of sour, pretty nasty. Now think of a yellow banana or a ripe banana that's more sweet. That's because there's more sugar in it. As fruits get older and more ripe, they taste sweeter as the more of the complex starches turn into smaller glucose molecules. Next slide. All right, where are we at? Healthy fats. Now this is going to be listed on page 4 of the options, the food guide option. All right, guys, fat. Contrary to popular belief, fat does not make you fat. Fat actually helps you stay fuller for longer, and it helps with absorption of important fat-soluble vitamins. However, fat is the most calorie dense of the 3 macronutrients, weighing in at 9 calories per gram of fat compared to 4 calories per gram of protein or carbohydrate. A little bit goes a long way is what you want to keep in mind when it comes to healthy fats. We also want to choose a plant-based source of fat, such as avocado or olive oil. Aim for fats to comprise 30 to 40% of your daily intake. And please note, of course, that will vary for individual. Next slide. All right. So here are the healthy fats and the food option guide. This again can be found on page 4 of the challenge handbook. Remember, yes. Remember, fat is good and necessary for our bodies, but can get out of hand quickly. Be mindful when you're looking and dealing with healthy fats in your diet. So let's identify our healthy fats. First, circle 1 to 2 cooking mediums that you can use, like a cooking oil during the challenge. 1 to 2. Next, choose 1 to 2 nuts or seeds you can grab on your next shopping trip. These are great ways to add some balance into healthy snacks. And that is going to be one of the many challenges. Do you want to grab a box, Ibrahim, so you can sit? You sure? Okay. All right, next slide. Talk about sugar. Okay. The third healthy steps nutrition principle is limiting the amount of sugar, amount of added sugar into your daily consumption. The AHA requires requests no more than 6 teaspoons for women and 9 for men of sugar per day. Yeah. The average person consumes over 150 pounds of sugar per year. That is 46 teaspoons per day for the average person.
46.
46. That is a lot, guys. That's a lot.
If I can't limit myself from eating candy, then how much candy should I eat every day?
The smallest amount possible.
The smallest amount. Tanmai's question was if he cannot limit himself from eating candy, how much should he eat every day? And I mean, honestly, my answer to that is like, get a small portion, like 1 or 2 small Reese's or whatever it is that you feel like you have to have. Save it for one specific time in the day. Don't let that kind of escalate throughout the day where you're snacking on candy constantly. If you really feel like you cannot do without it, that's fine. We're not here to take away stuff, but we want to be mindful, just like with the healthy fats. It's the same thing.
That 3 p.m. feeling, really making sure you're, scheduling it. It's like, all right, I'm going to have my yogurt now with protein powder.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Just save it for when you really need it. Okay. All right. The next is the app. If you guys here have your phones, go ahead and grab those at home. If you can pull out your phones as well. And then Graham, if you are able to screen share, I'm going to try to walk everybody through this together on the app. I did go through most of the app features with each of you during our one-on-one sessions. So hopefully you've got a small idea of how to use it. It's pretty user-friendly. Everyone here went to go get their phone, so we're going to just take a second and wait for them to get back. Hi, Joe.
I'm going to see if I can screen share it. Give me a second here.
Okay, cool.
Like my Wi-Fi name, you can see that all right?
It says you started screen sharing. When you screen share, you can go to iPhone, that option, and then it will let you pull up
Can you
your.
see it now? Can
No,
you see it now?
I do not.
Well,
I can probably do it though, to be honest, if we want to try. We're just gonna go through the app. Do you want me to try?
let's see. And I'm screen. I can see it on my computer. I just can't see it on the.
Yeah.
Let me try it again. Let me one more time.
Okay.
Let's try.
It says you've started screen sharing, but it's black. I don't know if anyone else on Zoom can see anything different.
Yeah, I think you just need to refresh. It's just like Graham King has started screen sharing and it's black.
Any luck there? Oh, for God's sake.
Today is not our day with technology. The talk we did 2 weeks ago, technology went off without a hitch, but today is not our day.
Yeah.
I can try.
It's really, I can see it on my computer. I just wonder what's going on there.
Let me see if I can get it. All right, I'm gonna get this up here. Hopefully. Bye, Jeannie. And most of you, like, this will be just repetitive. Most of you have already seen a lot of this in our, we didn't go over it yet, but some people we did.
So I have to buy, it says connect your Apple Watch.
You don't have to do that. If you want to, you can.
I mean, would that be helpful?
Yeah,
I mean, if you track this stuff on your watch.
if you track. Yeah, it's not able to connect. We're having like some issues here. Anyways, I'll just walk you through it. I mean, I'll just be descriptive, and there's like 4 features on it, so it'll be fine. Okay, guys, let's dive into the HSN app. So on the app, a couple different things that you are going to get. First is weekly videos under the training plan, and I will walk you through where to find all of these things in the next slide. Group messaging, where we're going to post pictures, we're going to ask questions, comment on other posts, etc. Private messaging with me if needed. Custom habits, everyone here will be doing the same habits. The habit will change each week because it's a group challenge. But if you do continue with one-on-one training, you will get custom habits, and that's available in the app. And then a sample meal plan, which I'll be sending out likely tomorrow. We're going to kick off on the app. Everything will be live tomorrow. So that'll be super exciting. So I'll send out their sample meal plans again, like I said, so not specific to you. You don't have to use them. They're just there for you to have just as knowledge. All right, next slide. Okay, guys, so we know the most successful clients are those clients who are engaged. The great way to stay engaged and on track is by tracking your habits. Using our HSN app, we have uploaded weekly habits to help you kickstart your journey. Let's take a moment to practice. I'd like everyone to pull out their phone, open up the HSN app to your dashboard. Under things to do on the dashboard, you will see today a habit that says focus on a growth mindset. All right, that should be right at the top. Click on the habit and then click the blue complete button at the bottom. Also, I'd like you to note on this screen, you can swipe left and you're going to get an entire page of the why behind why we are trying to put this habit into your daily lifestyle, a couple pro tips, and then a couple videos just for additional knowledge. Okay, so I'd like you to click that complete button. You're going to get a thumbs up, and then you can click out of that. So this is what you guys should see. Yeah, good. All right, if you are on the growth mindset and you're seeing the check mark, now that you've checked it off, if you look to the top right, you're going to see 4 little dots. Click into there, and that is where you can see your monthly compliance. Every day that you click off your habit, it's going to show as a check mark on your calendar. Any questions on Zoom? Everybody following? Cool. And you can see your longest streak. So this is, I can see this too. This is where the group accountability kind of comes into play. All right, next. So guys, the goal is trying to be at least 80% compliant each week. We all know that life happens, nothing is perfect, but 80% is a really good goal. Some weeks you may not hit it, some weeks you might be at 100, but do your best to try to keep a good 80% average over the next 4 weeks. All right, so I'd like you to click into the calendar. On the bottom tabs, there's a calendar. All right, go ahead and click into that. Along with the habits, you'll be receiving weekly videos during the challenge. There's 4 weekly videos. One is a nutrition tip, one is a mindfulness tip, one is a kitchen tip, one is a recipe video. There'll be 4 new ones each week. So you are not required to watch these as part of the challenge, but I highly suggest that you do. It's just knowledge. Knowledge is power. The more you know, this is what you are doing the challenge for, is to gain knowledge. So these are short videos. They are made by HSN, registered dietitians. So take 5 minutes, 10 minutes out of your day, maybe at night, and just look through them. You can mark it as complete after you've done it. Tomorrow is our kickoff. So tomorrow is the first day that you are going to get your first 4 videos. Every Sunday for 4 weeks, you're going to get a new set of videos. All right. This calendar view, you can see 1 week out at a time. Most of you for Sundays probably also see a thing that says take progress photos, track body stats, and drink 60 to 80 ounces of water. So if you want to take progress pictures, we didn't do that in our initial one-on-one meetings. You're more than welcome to, and you can add them to the app yourself. No one else will see them except you and I. You don't have to at all if you're not comfortable with that or you don't want to. Tracking body stats, you don't need, you can disregard. I've already tracked, I've put everybody's stats in there. So that is already done. You can click it off as complete tomorrow. Okay. And then as you can see, Monday through Saturday, we got drinking 60 to 80 ounces of water as your habit. This is where you're going to go on each day at the end of the day, check it off as complete if you did it. And I want you to be honest with yourself and then move on. A lot. So this is 20, this is 32. So minimum would be 2 of these, a Nalgene, or max would be 4. Ideally. And I get to like 3 usually. It's hard. So, you know, there's a lot of tips in there, like drinking out of a straw is something that helps a lot of people. It helps me certainly, just having it with you next to you. If you sit at home at a desk, have a glass or a bottle of water next to you throughout the day and just like try to be very mindful. Maybe the first time, you know, every time you open a new email or something, you take a sip of water, like try to instill some kind of trigger in your mind. So you're thinking about it, because water is something very easy to forget about during the day. And it's just very important. All right, let's talk about, next slide is the HSN app. This is messaging. All right, so if you go back to your dashboard, so that's the little rocket on the bottom left, you're gonna see, hi, 2022 UAC Nutrition Challenge. That is a group under your groups. Everybody should have that. So if you click into here, you can see that everybody who has completed their focus on a growth mindset task has shown up in here. We're also going to be, just the Zoom link is in here. This is where you're going to spend most of your time. Okay. Each week to be entered into a raffle, you do have to send a picture in the group chat of whatever the habit was that week by Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern. Michael sent through a message this morning of his morning routine. So thank you for that. He did, yeah. So this is just a safe place for you. All right. So this is where you can ask questions, share your food, stay motivated. I'd like for each of you right now to take about 1 to 2 minutes and type one thing you hope to get out of this challenge that you can share with the group. Type it in and share it with the group if you'd like to. And same for you guys at Zoom. And for those, I know there are a lot of people watching this on their own time that couldn't make it at 11 a.m. on Saturday. So if you're doing that at home, so we can all see it. All right, Tommy says, wants to eat more vegetables and cook all 3 meals at home at least 6 days a week. Nice, Tommy. Wow, you're ready. That's your meal prep, huh? Look at that. That's awesome. Wow, I'm impressed. You're doing better than me. Okay, Dee Dee, more consistent meal prep. Graham wants to make 2 dinners per week. I love it. And while you guys are typing, I'll just say that every Sunday I will also be sending through like just a little video to introduce you to the new habit for the week. So you'll get a video from me Sunday morning, late morning probably. Ibrahim, meal cut and cut sugar intake. Paula, drink more water plus only eat out once a week. I love that. That's a good one. Joe wants to incorporate a new recipe per week along with hitting his calories. Awesome. Thank you guys. Thanks for sharing. I love that. My goal is to continue with water. That is my biggest struggle always. So I have my Nalgene. I'd love for you guys to this week, that's going to be our habit. So share your pictures. Nico's got one of those crazy, he doesn't have it here, but I have one too, the crazy water bottles. You can get them on Amazon or whatever. So just find something that works for you. All right. Next slide. All right, so we've taken a fair amount of time explaining the app, and you may be wondering why or thinking not another app. There's so many amazing features to help you on your journey, such as the videos, the habit tracking, the messaging. But the reason is that I want to give you a safe place. This is just the beginning of your journey, and we know that this is a marathon, not a sprint. The app is to provide you a safe place, a place to stay intentional about your goals and to stay close to your why. This app is to help you celebrate the small victories that will lead you to finding long-term success. With that being said, the best thing we can do is to commit to ourselves, to visiting this safe place and utilizing the resources each and every day. Commit a time of your day that you can check the app and complete your things to do list each day, whether that's in the evening. I know work is crazy for everybody, so maybe when you're making dinner, but try to think about a time in your day that you know you can consistently take 1 or 2 minutes, maybe look at the videos, look at one every day or every other day, and check off your habit. To ensure that this is easy, take a moment to ensure the app is on your home screen and that notifications are on. Next slide. So, food logging. The question is, do I have to food log? The answer is no, absolutely not. This is a great question. While food logging is a great tool, it's not the only tool. Based on the conversations that we've had in our initial meeting, you should know if you'll be food logging or not. And I can say the majority are not food logging. If you haven't been doing it already, we're not starting right now. So an alternative is going to be the plate method. That's what pretty much all of us will be working off of, or hand portions, using your hands. About your fists is about 4 ounces of a lean protein. All right. Follow-up question here is, how do you food log? So if you want to food log, you certainly can. You can connect MyFitnessPal. That's the only food logging app that will connect to the Healthy Steps Nutrition app. So you would need to use that one if you want to share it with me, or if you want to food log on your own, that's totally fine. All right. So as a reminder, we're going to just very quickly walk through the MyFitnessPal app and just some tips there. Next slide. All right. So this type of food logging requires more time and more attention. This, for many of us, is not sustainable long-term, including myself. If you are utilizing MyFitnessPal, be sure to use these pro tips. The first one is, if you're using a Healthy Steps nutrition from the Healthy Steps recipe from the recipe catalog that I sent you an email, you can type that into the search bar of MyFitnessPal. So you would enter Healthy Steps Nutrition, and then in parentheses, it would say official into the search bar, and you can choose the recipe that you've made, and all the macros and portions, everything is already in there for you. So that's a really great way to be very honest about what you're eating. Be sure to only use food items that have a green check badge next to them if possible. This means they have been verified for accuracy. Remember, MyFitnessPal is a public database. So, people can go in and put in whatever they want and they can save it and the rest of the world can see it. So you have to be very mindful of what you're actually logging. You can filter your search for the green check badge items only if you need to. So that's shown on the slide. But again, this is not something majority of us need to focus on right now. Here's some alternative ideas for food logging. So this is the next slide on Zoom. All right, the first one is to take a picture of your food through the HSN app. Second is to write down the foods you eat each day with an estimated portion size in a journal or on a piece of paper. The idea here is bringing awareness to what you are consuming. Writing it down or looking at it through a lens may help you make better choices and build consistency with each meal. So let's dive into some frequently asked questions. The first is, do I have to weigh my food? No, definitely not. There's no need to buy a scale and weigh portions out when you have a plate or your hands. You can use the hand portion size guide or the plate method to ensure your portion sizes are on track. Next slide. Do I have to eat all the starchy carbs? Aren't carbs bad for you? Contrary to popular belief, carbs are not bad for you. But you want to choose whole food sources of carbohydrates and stick with the lower glycemic options. Lower glycemic equals lower sugar and higher fiber carbohydrates, meaning it won't spike your blood sugar. It will break down slower and keep you fuller for longer. And remember to eat your starchy carbs last on your plate. Make that the last thing that you eat after the vegetables, after the protein. Can I still eat my favorite foods? This is the next slide. Yes. We want to help you find realistic and sustainable plan to help you reach your long-term goals. That means continuing to eat your favorite foods rather than restricting yourself. Think about the plate method and try to consider how your favorite foods fit into that balanced breakdown. If you want to have spaghetti night, great. Fill 1/4 of your plate with pasta, 1/4 of your plate with meatballs, or maybe it's already in the sauce, and then still aim to have half of your plate a non-starchy vegetable or have a colorful side salad. If you're thinking more about ice cream or other sweet treats, which Tame, I know you mentioned, the answer is still yes. Please have them, but be mindful about how much you're having, just like we talked about with healthy fats, being mindful. Keep them to proper portion sizes, enjoy the treat, and then move on. All right, next slide. Are there any snack bars I can have? When you're choosing a snack bar, you want to make sure that it is balanced. Many snack bars are marketed to be healthy or to have limited ingredients, and they're really high in carbs and fat and really low in protein. So make sure that you're reading the label. We like RX bars. The RX Kid bars are great. They're like half portion sizes. Low sugar kind bars, and the perfect bars are a bit higher in healthy fats, but if they're delicious, you can have one of them for dessert. They're really good. Next slide. Do I have to eat it all? Frequently asked question. No, if you're feeling that the portions are too large, try to eat a smaller amount of the vegetables, protein, and the starch. Eating whole, nutrient-dense foods may make you feel more full. So if you get a meal or a snack and you're not feeling that hungry, try having a smoothie or just try having a little bit less. Don't stuff yourself. Next slide. What happens after the challenge? So we've got 28 days together. After that, we're gonna give you a couple different options. So the challenge is just a kickstart to your journey towards your long-term goals. This is why we're offering ongoing individualized support, and that truly is where the magic happens, guys. Ongoing coaching support offers individualized habits for your goals, ongoing accountability through the app, monthly, bi-weekly, or weekly in-person meetings for accountability, and so much more. We're opening up 10 spots after the challenge for one-on-one coaching, so you can sign up sooner rather than later. If you know you definitely want to do it, let me know. We'll lock your spot down. No, you can let me know now. If you know, like you 100% want to do that after, we'll get you set up and we'll get you ready to go. Okay. All right. So now that we've discussed the principles, let's talk about winning prizes. All right, guys. So you'll have a chance to win a small prize from local businesses each week. We will draw weekly winners every Sunday after 5 p.m. Eastern time. So there'll be a total of 4 small prizes. This is based on the honor system, guys. So I really ask that you are honest for the sake of your own progress and to keep the challenges fun and fair. Next slide. All right, so challenge engagement. To be eligible to be entered into the challenge weekly raffles, you need to be engaging in group accountability by posting a picture of the weekly habit before 5 p.m. Eastern, the Sunday that is concluding that week. So not this Sunday, but next Sunday. You can do it at any point during the week, just once. You don't have to do multiple. You can if you want, the more the merrier. But as long as it's on there by 5 p.m., you'll be entered into the raffle. I'm going to announce the raffle winner Sunday evening. I'll do it through video in the group chat. Next slide. All right, guys, let's recap real quick. Start with the action steps we created during our initial meetings together. If you can't remember what that is, reach out to me individually on the app chat feature. questions. If you have questions throughout this process, which I'm sure you will, ask in the group. It's really likely that someone else has the same questions. And like I said, you can always reach out to me individually if you need any kind of additional help or assistance. I'll be available live on the app every Monday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. So you'll get live response, within a couple minutes, hopefully. And outside of that time, I'll be checking the messages sporadically each day throughout the day, and I'll respond back to you within 24 hours. Please keep in mind progress over perfection. Thank you guys so much for joining. That's all I have for you. If you have any questions, type them into the chat. If you have any questions here, let me know. But look out for tomorrow on the app. Make sure that you open that up in the morning. We are going to kickstart off tomorrow with our first habit of drinking water. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you.
You're welcome, guys. Thank you. Thank you guys for being patient with the technology.
You should hire a tech guy.
What's that?
You should hire a tech guy.
I know. Sure, a lot of people. All right.
Nice work. I will get this recording out to everybody.
Okay,
Once
hopefully you can like cut off the, can you cut off the front part where we were trying to get everything set up?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, thank you.
Yeah, good work.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.